Here comes the money. Welcome to the first episode of a 90 Minutes podcast. It's an honor for all of you that are joining us live and all of you who have consumed my content in the past to join us here in this new venture. My name is David Valentin. I will be your host tonight. Orlando City fan since 2011, been with Orlando City through the ups and downs, and I hope that you enjoyed this new podcast, this new offering. Alongside yours truly, there's two men who feel as passionate about our club as I am, so I will introduce them in no particular order. First, Brian. Brian, how you doing?
I'm doing very well. I'm glad, happy to be here, guys. I have been a fan since 2015, all the way from the Citrus Bowl. I was there for that sold out for the first game. It has been a journey. I've done many away travels, especially going back to Atlanta and lastly to Nashville. And just looking forward to enjoy our conversations and talk about what we love the most, Orlando City.
Amen on that, my brother. And not last, because he's not important. He's just because there's three of us and somebody has to go first. Our friend John. John, how you doing?
Good. How are you, David?
Very good, my brother. Can you introduce
Good.
yourself
Yeah.
a little bit to the fans?
I've been a fan of Orlando City, supporter of Orlando City since 2012. Between my travels, moved down here in 2012. Same year I started following the club and been a member of a supporter group since 2015, since the first match. So when I joined, just love the club. Can't wait for this club to be the it already is the most massive club in the world, but, to prove it to people that we are.
Absolutely, absolutely, my friend. And before we do anything, I want to thank Danny Phillips, who created our logo and our intro. Thank you very much for believing in the project, asking nothing back other than just for us to create good content. So, Danny, thank you very much. It's an appreciation. In Judaism, we call that a mitzvah. It's a good deed, a good deed. So they say if you stack good deeds on top of one another, you get to go to heaven. So there you go, Danny. Hopefully you're gonna get up there. My friends, first, I would like to say, I would like to introduce you to what the show is gonna be. The show is going to be a conversation among friends. It's gonna be organic. It's not gonna. We have a roadmap, but just like any good road trip, we're gonna take side tours. We're gonna go see the world's biggest bowl of yarn, or shake the hand of the guy that met the president once. That's what makes good road trips. One thing that this show is not, we're not we're not journalists. We are not affiliated in any way to the club. We don't have a landline to what's hot in the club. We are not sponsored by anybody. We don't have any strings attached. We're free to say what we want in a respectful manner, in an honest one, and also in one that you are going to enjoy. The robotic, the monotonous, the safe content, you will never find it here. And I feel that if you're gonna give me an hour of your week to consume content for Orlando City, then you deserve to have a platform to be heard and also to express your opinions. So, with that said, my friends, you guys are gonna have to excuse how Spartan our show is gonna be today. I was telling the guys I am training for something for work. I didn't have the time to set up transitions or anything like that. But no, you guys don't care about that. You just want to hear me talk, right, or hear us talk. So let's go to the comments. Let's go see what we got. All right. First one, Ahmed Salim, fire. Ahmed, was great seeing you Saturday. We were discussing a lot of things about the club, and it's always good to see a good friend from Orlando City. Orlando City faithful. Thank you for the support, my friend. And what we got here, Daniel Phillips. Let's go. That's the man. Thank you, Daniel. Many, many, many thanks for everything. Let's see here. Jim D. Thank you, Jim. Let's go. And then let's see here. You guys are keeping me up past my bedtime. Don't worry about it, Jim. We are working some things out. We're working some things out, maybe to move it a little later. I just wanted 9 o'clock because testing the waters. All right. Like I said, I'm not too. It's a new role. I'm not too versed on the stream yard, so we'll see how it goes. But guys, you did not come here to hear my pleasantries. Let's go to the first topic of the evening, and that is Orlando City's preseason. I would like John for you to start the preseason. Did it meet your expectations? Did you like the type of players that we brought in? I have a list here, but I will mention the players coming in. Of course, the ones that left, we wish them well wherever they go. Your impressions about this preseason. And by the way, before John takes over the microphone, I want to remind everybody that this is the first preseason where Orlando has spent more money than in all previous years put together. John?
This preseason honestly exceeded my expectations. I thought we'd bring in maybe a player or two, maybe a left back, maybe a right back. Did not expect us to add the depth and the types of players we added on offense and in the midfield. Martin Ojeda is he's going to take the league by storm. Once him and Facu and Gonzalez or whoever may be on the left wing, once they get going, man, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. The offense is going to be explosive. Carr is probably going to have a little bit of a bounce back year. Even though I felt like first year in the league coming over from Austria, I think it was where he came from. Still thought he did good, having pretty close to double-digit goals, if not double-digit goals. It's going to be a fun offensive year. Defensively, have some holes, but no team's perfect. So
Absolutely,
we should be good. Yeah, I'm excited.
Good deal, Brian.
Well, I'd be honest, I wasn't expecting us to spend way too much money like we did. Obviously, I was super excited about knowing about Martin Ojeda. For me, that was a personal target that I was following since 2 years ago, before we even got Facu, Cesar. I know this guy. I have been following his career. He has a lot of future, and he has what we need the most. Like last year, we didn't shoot from outside the box. I guarantee you this guy is going to score at least 5 goals from outside the box. Like, honestly, he was one of the biggest talents Argentina on the last 2 seasons. The only player that was bigger than him was Julian Alvarez, and Julian Alvarez is playing for Manchester City right now. So we're talking big quality player that we go for the cheap, because I think it was like 4.5 million, $5 million.
4.5, yeah.
I think honestly that's a between $12 $15 million player that we got for that price. Wow. Obviously, hats up to the front office, Ricardo, Musi. Amazing job. Like,
no, absolutely. I thought that it was highway robbery, bro. We just took them to the cleaners. We nailed it with those signings. As a matter of fact, let me go over the list, guys. These are the players coming in to Orlando City first team. Midfielder Dagerden Thorhelsen from Iceland. We didn't get the chance to see him on Saturday. He's back home dealing with some immigration issues. Completely normal. One of the things that a friend of mine who is a naturalized citizen told me, that when you're working for your permits and all that, they expect you to go to your home country. So if there's any discrepancies and they deny you the green card, they don't have to go hunt for you. Gonna go hide in the country. If they deny you, okay, you're back in your home country. Sorry, see you later. So that's the reason why the players are going back. Also, Gaston Gonzalez had to go back to Argentina, and I was really disappointed. I really wanted to see him. Forward Ramiro Enrique out of Argentina. Forward Martin Ojeda out of Argentina as well, one of our DPs. Rafael Santos out of Brazil, defender, midfielder, Fabian Loyola, who's Orlando City product. Uh, Defender Luca Petrasso, who I thought looked very, very good. This kid is a product of TFC up in Canada. And last, midfielder Felipe Martins out of Brazil, a player that I always liked in the league. He's been a little bit of a journeyman. On deck, we have Duncan McGuire, one of our draftees, who looked very good. I want to hear you guys' opinions about this when we talk on the subject of the friendly. One that has already been confirmed and signed, Shaq Mohammed, and defender Adi Salim. Also, I would like to talk about three players that have a lot of hope, that have a lot of expectations from myself and from the club. Obviously, this is for OCB. John Solis out of Fortaleza Football Club on loan from Colombia. Juninho on loan out of Vasco da Gama in Brazil. Again, these two players on loan. And last, Cristian Medina from San Telmo, Argentina. So those are three guys to be on the lookout in OCB. Guys, I went ahead and let me do the next transition here. And I asked questions to our fans. I did a poll, and for the sake of time, I'm not gonna be putting the poll on the screen. It took me forever, so I just gonna read the results and get your opinions about it. Obviously, this is before we announced that we were gonna be a podcast, so the sample here was very low. But thank you to the 21 people that answered. First question, and after I say the results, I would like to hear from you guys. First question was, do you feel that the club has a good system for fans to communicate with the front office? Let's start with you, John.
In the past, no. I know just through hearing stuff you've said, seeing stuff on social media, that the new front office, Jared Dillon especially, has kind of opened that door to the fans, to the season ticket members, to the supporters groups. I know in the offseason they brought on a new position to be
A liaison.
Liaison for the supporters. So it's something they're definitely working on. Before, absolutely not. Now, remains to be seen. But if it works out and they keep working on it, I think it'll be a good line of communication.
Brian?
Well, it's a good thing they're actually trying to implement different things to reach more to the fan base, but I think it's not enough. It's not enough. Like, there is a lot of things that they can do better. It's honestly something that is gonna take them years, but right now they're doing the most important thing is just bringing quality inside the pitch. Like, I don't care about anything. I'm just here to go to the games, watch my team, beat other teams, play beautiful soccer, and then hopefully get some trophies.
There you go. And 63% of the fans said no, that they don't feel that the front office communicates with that communicates properly with the fans. So, Jared, if you're listening, I know you are, or watching, I should say. There you go. 63% no, 37% yes. Next question. Has Orlando City done enough to engage the fan base heading into 2023? The answers were yes, no, can do better. And yes, won by 38%, no by 29%, can do better 33%. If you look at the no and the can do better, that definitely trumps the yes. Let's start with you, Brian. Do you think that the club has done enough to engage the fan base? There's excitement out there. And before Brian goes, I was telling the guys before we started recording, I'm the home office for one of the divisions of my company is based out of here of Orlando, so I'm in training there, and our trainer is a season ticket holder. Of course, I got there, had not seen him in weeks. We started talking about Orlando City, And one of the guys in my class is from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and he's originally from Toronto, so he was familiar with MLS. And he immediately said, "Hey, because the training is 2 weeks, and obviously he's staying over the weekend." He said, "Saturday, I'm going to the game," and I was like completely shocked because he's like, I just there's live football. I have to be there, even if it's not my team. So there's excitement in the air. Do you think that that the fan has done enough? I travel the whole state, guys, and I have to tell you, once you leave, I don't know, maybe 50 miles outside of Orlando, you don't know that Orlando City exists.
I don't think they haven't done enough. The only thing I've been seeing, and we have the same thing last year, is just the billboards everywhere. Like probably I-4, a few neighborhoods. Like when you're driving like, around like Altamont Springs, Apaca, you will see like a small billboard. Nothing else. I think we could have done better. Maybe bring some ticket sales into Publix. Maybe public parks. Do more advertisement, radio. Maybe on local channels. I haven't seen a lot of advertisement for the new season. It's just I don't think they even try. To be
Mm,
honest,
all right,
I just keep
John.
seeing billboards.
Yeah, I agree with you, Brian. I mean, I drive from Longwood all the way down to the attractions every day, up to Longwood and back, because that's where I work. Drive back towards the attractions. I think there's two billboards on I-4. I don't really watch local TV much, but even like streaming, like ESPN, Fox Sports, and they're kind of mad at the MLS right now. But local companies get their spots. Local networks get their spots on the cable. So I don't know why they couldn't have big time advertisements there. Never have seen a promoted post on Twitter that I can think of from the club more than just like a picture that you just scroll right past when you see it. Nothing really catches your eye. So I mean, I really feel like, especially with all the signings and everything this year, and winning the Open Cup last year, that this should
Mm-hmm.
have been a blockbuster marketing of an off season.
No, for sure. And I have to tell you, one thing that disappoints me is, and perhaps the people that are running the show need to revisit this. Like Brian was saying, and Brian and John already said two things that I wanted to touch on. John says, "Hey, I don't watch a lot of traditional media," which I don't myself. Aside from watching the news in the morning, as my wife and my kids, and we're getting ready, I just don't consume local TV. I like streaming services. I like YouTube. I like listening to podcasts and stuff like that when I'm driving, music. So I don't think the traditional media is the way to go. Maybe perhaps if we advertise before YouTube channel in YouTube channels, stuff like that, that would be great. I think that the club had a huge misfire when Ellis Platten, who is a very, very well known English YouTuber for football, with his channel Away Days, which I have been a subscriber since he started in high school. That's how long it's been. The kid is like 24. And he has a great channel. He just visited the worst team in the world, which happens to be Durham City. And for those that are on Twitter, Durham City is the hometown club of our friend Charlotte from Orlando City, UK. She's the social media manager for the club. She's volunteering, by the way. And it happened that the club almost disappeared, and it has new ownership, and they're trying to elevate the team. The team plays in 10th division, and when he came to Orlando, he showcased our club beautifully, very respectful of the culture. He went all over the place, the tailgates, all this, and the club never officially recognized him, never officially like let him in to experience the whole thing of game day. That and which was sad. I think sometimes we miss the opportunity to bring people, influencers, of in all these football channels, worldwide to come and experience Orlando City and MLS. And unfortunately, like I said, it's just a little bit of a misfire. And I'm sorry, I went on a rant there with no aim, but that's part of the show, right?
Yeah.
And that's why you guys love me, anyways. Next question: expectations for Orlando City in 2023. 62% said win a cup, 35% deep playoff run, 3% deep tournament run. Do you guys agree with those numbers? Where do you fall in? Let's start with John this time.
Um, Expectations for versus reality as a fan. With my heart, yeah, we should win a cup this year. With who we brought on, with winning the U.S. Open Cup last year, with what I feel was a little bit less of a squad, or much less of a squad, especially attacking wise, than it is this year. But reality says you got CONCACAF Champions League, you've got the Nations League or whatever they're calling it, MLS versus Liga MX. Then
Yeah,
you
Leagues
got
Cup.
Leagues Cup. There you go. Then you've got the U.S. Open Cup. You got Florida Summer. We always have that July and August, low point that we hit because of the heat. Honestly, realistically, deep playoff run, deep tournament run, one or both of those, I'd be happy. This is a team that has a lot of new faces, a lot of coming together it has to do yet. So, that takes time. Hopefully the amount of matches we have early in the year will help. It should help anyway. But I think we should make a deep run in both of them, realistically.
Right.
Well, I'm expecting at least semifinals. Maybe repeating the Open Cup will be great. International, it's gonna be our first time. We don't have the experience to go play well going away to another country. So I feel like we're gonna struggle a bit doing that. My final take is gonna be semifinals and maybe one trophy.
Okay. No, fair enough. I mean, there's 6 trophies up for grabs.
Mhm.
I mean, our chances of lifting our trophy are better than ever, and just the same as everybody else. The following polls are just gonna bunch up because there's one question that, excuse me, that came to light after the results of the weekend. So I'm gonna go over this real quick. What needs to happen to increase attendance at Exploria? Option number one, just win, baby, 40%, the winner. Game day experience, 13%, marketing, 27%, stronger presence, 20%. Do you feel that a game day ticket is fairly priced at Exploria? Yes, 77%. No, 15. It was cheaper at Citrus Bowl, 8%. And the question that moves the masses: Oscar Pareja will leave Orlando City if the one that won 65% fails to make playoffs, 6% fails to finish top four, fails to win a cup, 18%. He moves on to another project, 11%. Basically, that he finishes his contract, moves on. Guys, we obviously we can now move to the Orlando City versus New England Revolution friendly. Um, After the game, which obviously for those that don't know, Orlando City lost 2-1. An unfortunate own goal at the end by Robin Jansen was a decisive factor. El Rayo Angulo unstoppable with the lone goal for Orlando City. Orlando City had opportunities. Their goalkeeper, who is being right now, there's rumors that I think Manchester United is after him. That kid, I gotta tell you, he was standing on his head, and he saved some incredible saves, just like Pedro Gales said as well. And then people started saying, "Hey, here we go. This is an indication that Pareja it's back to his old tricks. We need to move on from him." Brian, your opinion about Oscar Pareja? He's on a contract year. In my opinion, a lot is riding on this season, and he knows it. Go ahead.
Well, he has been great for us comparing the past coaches that we had for the team. We were a team that we didn't make the playoffs for 5 years in a row. Like, oh my god, like absolutely terrible. He came in, changed the culture. Little by little, we were getting power, money to get better players in, bring international quality. That's helping a lot. It result in our trophy as the Open Cup, very much. Honestly, I think he's gonna do well. There's no excuses. We got new players. We got quality. Will he change his style of play? Hopefully, because honestly, last year we had freaking midfielder playing on the right wing. We bring our second striker just to try to close up the game by holding the ball. Like, I would like to see a team that just attacks, fast in the counter attack, make sure to close the game by just putting that final nail in the coffin of the opponent. If we're up 1-0, keep the mentality that you're losing the game and you need to come back for it. Like, I would love to see a team that will go up 2-0, 3-0, maybe 3-1 in general, like results. I think if he doesn't make the playoffs, he's out because we already have a squad that made the playoffs for the last 2 or 3 seasons already. So at this moment, with the players we have, I'm really confident that we can bring another coach, and the coach will make the playoffs with no problems.
John?
Yeah. I mean, with him this year, as a coach, it's tough with the new players. I'll keep saying that. Having so many new faces, it's sad. It's a contract year, so if they don't succeed, which I think they will, I think he'll get them, get them where they need to be by the time the stretch run comes. Maybe actually have a good July and August, go on a little bit of a run late in the MLS season, go on a run in the Open Cup. The concerning thing for me, and we were talking before we went live, was that first goal we gave up against New England was just a precursor was a carbon copy of a lot of the goals that we gave up last year, with the two center backs getting too stretched out and Janssen basically having to pick between staying far post or taking the runner near post, and they had a wide open header right in the middle of the box, basically. That's the only thing I see that could hold them back is our defense. Offensively, I feel like we have no worries. And just, like Brian said, attack, go up 3-4 nothing. Kind of like that Red Bulls game last year. I've never felt more accomplished as a fan after the Red Bulls match in the Open Cup when we won. What was it, 5-1, I believe. And we looked unstoppable that game. So I mean, Oscar has it. We'll see if he goes with the 5 backs, like I heard in a couple of the preseason matches he did. That would be interesting to see. That would help the center backs not get so stretched out, having that one extra center back in there. We have the capability to do it. We have 3 very well starting quality center backs. Schlegel just keeps getting better and better. He really impressed me on Saturday night with his work. So I feel like, as long as the defense holds up and we fix some of the holes that are in the defense, we'll be good to go and potentially even make a run at the MLS Cup. And before that, the Supporters Shield, because our offense is plenty good enough to do that.
No, fantastic. And I would like to go over some of the comments here. And if I miss any, please forgive me, because I'm doing a gazillion things at the same time. Let's see here. First one, Jim D. Front office should have used World Cup and U.S. Open Cup champions to build advertising momentum for season. Everyone in CFL should know, Central Florida should know who Orlando City is and when the season starts. And I agree with you, Jim. I mean, like I said, the fans of the game know when season starts. If a guy from Calgary, Alberta, knows that this Saturday Orlando City is playing, everybody should know. That's a fact. But again, this is a football fan. We should, I mean, people should know for sure. I mean, the opportunities are wasted, and I'm gonna go to that in a minute. Ahmed Salim, we've got a lot of games ahead of it. Will all really depend on how the team gets together and how the regular season goes. If we get off to a strong start, it might set the tone that we need, and that's absolutely true. And you know what? All teams go through streaks, good and bad, and good and bad, and they all have a beginning and an end. So again, I was watching, I was reading this article that in Minnesota they're already calling for Inch's head because they failed to win a single preseason game. Hey, listen, I just don't know how many points you collect in preseason games. Besides, let's not be honest. We went and beat the crap out of FIU, Stetson. I mean, those are schools that are not known to be. First of all, they're college teams, and they are not schools known to be football powerhouses in the United States. So I'm sorry, this has been a situation over the years where we go and we beat some crappy university team, and people are badge kissing and chest pumping, and we're gonna win the league. And then when we play against MLS competition in the league, the season starts. Then all of a sudden we start crying, "Oh, we're not ready. We're not this. We're not that." I mean, I'm sorry, friends. Preseason is for trying different things and seeing, and it's the moment to tune things up. And like I said, Saturday to me was a great day to go have fun with my kids. Beautiful weather, see friends at the stadium, a night out of the house, forget my problems for 90 minutes. And I'm sad that I had to tell people there was people ready to storm the pitch, friends, where I was sitting. I was sitting in section 32, if my memory doesn't fail me. People were already ready to say I'm canceling my season tickets. Friends, it's a friendly where all the goals from the opposition came in when we pulled our best starters, and besides, all our starters weren't even there. But I'm talking to myself.
David, I mean, yeah, what you're saying. I mean, if you walk away from the match thinking that, I kind of feel sorry for you because I'm probably one of the most cynical people there is when it comes to the teams I follow. It's always doom and gloom, but I came out of that. Yeah, we gave up 2 goals, really 1 goal. The second goal was, it could go either way. The first goal was a little worrisome, but I came out of that thinking, wow, this is a team. Our movement on offense was there. They didn't have hardly any movement on offense in our attacking third all of last year. Yes, I came walking away out of Saturday. Yeah, we lost preseason match. Kind of who cares? But I felt exceptionally excited walking out of the stadium Saturday night. Like, this is a team that could do something and not kind of, luck our way into an Open Cup, if you will. I mean, last year we got very lucky in that Open Cup run. To be truthful, I'm happy we won. Trust me, I was sitting there crying tears of joy all throughout the game. But yeah, I mean, I don't know how you could say that after a preseason match when we're playing some people that may never even see the pitch.
Are you new here, John? Are you new to this fan base? All right, let's finish with the comments so we can hear from Brian. Hopefully, with these new players, we may see strategy we haven't seen before. I have been one thing that's very true. Jim, at this point, Pareja's job comes down to getting and keeping butts in seats. You cannot try to bring new people to home matches and watch what happened last season. They won't come back. True. Preach it, brother. Let's see here. Ahmed Salim again. The last third of the game has always come back to haunt us. That's very true. Hoping that will change this season, and I believe I have catched up with all the comments. So thank you very much, guys, for commenting. Brian, you are the only member of the panel that was not there at the stadium, but you got to see the highlights. What's your opinion about the game?
Well, honestly, It brought me flashbacks about that games against Cincinnati last year, back early. Just the goalkeeper.
Whew.
He game we created occasions. Unfortunately, we couldn't score. Um, for Rafael Santos, it's really sad that we had some people actually already labeled him as the worst player we ever had. This guy just got from Brazil probably like a week ago. He didn't spend a lot of time with the team, and you can actually go back into that replay and just watch the first goal for New England. He lost his defender, but as soon as he realized that the cross was coming in, you can tell on his face that he was frustrated and he cared. You can tell that he cared because he know it was his mistake, and his reaction to the goal, he just kicked the ball back to the net out of frustration. That's a player for me that really cares. He knows he wasn't on the right spot. That's 100% what he wasn't stand. He wasn't trying to do that. So he cares, and that's the matter. And a player like that is coming from Brazil, I think the only thing we can do is give 100% the support. That's what he needs. He doesn't need anyone just yelling at him or just writing insults in social media. Like, come on, like make the player that he belongs here. Make him feel that he's home. We're here to support. That's for me. That's one of the main aspects of a fan base. You support your new players. You're there in the good moments, but you're there for the worst. Absolutely. You support the
No,
player. I'm pretty sure after maybe a month, 2 months, he's gonna do great, and he
no,
can be
absolutely.
a favorite. Just be patient.
No, no, I want to read this to the next comments, and I want to touch a little bit about the ugly side of football, because this podcast also wants to entertain and educate. Because I know there's a lot of people that watch us or that will watch us in the future that are new to the sport, and I want to share a very sad story coming out of England. Um, Daniel Phillips, you got to win the games that matter for the fans. That's very true. I felt that last year losing to Atlanta at home, 1-0, although it was a Wednesday and all that. Yeah, you gotta give the fans what they want. It's the job of the managers, the coaches, the senior people to let the new guys know, hey, this is a classical for these guys. This is a rivalry game. So they know, so they don't treat it as another game. They go out there and give their all. Absolutely. I think the fans build themselves up for some games, and unfortunately, we have not been to task. Hector Ayala, what's up, guys? Thank you, Hector, for joining us. Hopefully, you're back from Taiwan, back to the States, my friend. We miss you here in Orlando. Hopefully, everything's good with you. Um, there's a team in the National League, the same league as Wrexham, right? Unfortunately, South End United, a team that at one point was in the championship, a team that is over 100 years old, a team that was a great rival to my beloved Stevenage in League Two in years past, who was relegated. Very recently, I think last year or the year after that, or the year before that. Right now, come March 1st, if their ownership does not pay their taxes, it's going to be liquidated. 100 years of history liquidated. The fans are in shambles, trying to find a way to save their club. This community is going to lose their club. No more. And I share on the Twitter account of the podcast the video by Smith, who's a fantastic uh, podcaster, vlogger, and YouTube personality out of England, with a great series called On the Road. If you follow a team in England, he probably has visited your club. Go check him out. I think he goes from non-league to League Two, League One, Championship, Premiership. It doesn't matter. He showcases the stadium, the people, the fans, and it's a sad story because it looks like Scunthorpe another former Premier side that now finds itself in the National League, who was relegated out of League Two last year. Maybe is going to probably be relegated to the National League North. That's the sixth place, the sixth division in the pyramid. Most likely will disappear. Another 100-year-old club that may die this year, and there's another club, Olam United, that was relegated last year that is having problems, almost disappear until finally people bought it, new ownership. So, friends, we hear all this promotion relegation from people all the time, but they never want to talk about the ugly side of promotion relegation. These fans are in, desperate to save their teams. We get to have one. We get to have one. Let's thank God that we don't have promotion relegation, that we're in MLS, that we are owned by billionaires, and that we have a club. And that's one of the things that I want to communicate to you. We have a club. Let's go support it. Let's go show up. Let's go support the guys. I have, with my time, with my money, with my passion. And friends, I preach Orlando City everywhere I go. And this Saturday, you better be there. You better be there. You need to support your club. And the reaction about people wanting Oscar Pareja's head, which I haven't expressed myself about that. I'm gonna make it quick because I've been on the microphone for far too long. I'm just gonna say that Oscar Pareja, the one person that who depends on that check is Oscar Pareja and his family. He knows that his job is on the line. He knows the results don't come in. He's probably gone in the summer. He knows that we end the season and we are not achieving metrics. He's gonna be gone because the Mark Wilf did not throw $24 million into his club in the offseason to finish seventh by the miracle of God and be eliminated by some team paying less for players and call that a season. So that's that, guys. What will you say? What would you say to the fans that are still on the fence about Oscar Pareja? And one thing I want to make clear: there's some Twitter friends from Palm Beach County that posted that they were done with Oscar Pareja, they were done with the way they were playing, and a lot of people roasted them. We are all free to make our opinions. I disagree with them. I think that Oscar Pareja still has a future here, but these are two guys from Central America, one Mexican, one Guatemalan, that live in Palm Beach County. They could have easily go down south and in 30 minutes go and watch Inter Miami. They have remained faithful to this club, living in Palm Beach County, driving 2.5 hours to the games and 2.5 hours back. We have to be very cognizant of that. We have to treat our fellow fans. We can disagree, but we can insult each other and we can ridicule each other. And I think that they have valid points. If they're going to give that investment, because like I said, they can easily 30 minutes go watch crappy football by that chemical dumpster stadium. But they remain solid. They remain faithful to Orlando City. And if they say, hey, listen, my time is valuable and I don't want to win, then you have to respect that opinion. Let's start with you, John, about how can we promote for people to be faithful to this club even when their results are not there?
I mean, if you live in Central Florida, to me, I represent the teams that I represent because, in a way, it represents me. I want to take pride in my community, take pride for where I'm from. I mean, originally, I know most people don't know me. I'm from Cincinnati. I support Orlando City. I support the Reds. I support Ohio State football up there. So I still have my teams back there. But I also have my teams down here. Trust me, the Reds are doing terrible. I'm sticking by them. I watch every game, as many of the 162 I can. So I'm loyal almost to a fault at times. But to me, it's a statement of pride from where you're from. If you make it through the dark days, like last year, the Open Cup run was one of the best sporting moments of my life as a fan. Got to experience it with my dad. he came all the way down here from Cincinnati to experience it with me. So I mean, it's a pride thing. You know, how much pride do you want to have in your community? Do you want people to be tuning in to Apple TV Plus and seeing, 2,000 people in the stadium, like down south they get every single game, or do you want us to show that we are the football kings of Florida and we got our teams back, no matter who's the coach, who's the owner, what players are on the field. It's our team. It's a community's team, and that's why we need to stick behind the boys and behind the team. The crest is more than a player, more than a coach, more than an owner, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Brian?
Well, like one thing we can do is I encourage everyone just to bring a friend. Just tell your coworkers about it. Maybe that person falls in love with the club. Like you never know. It can be that friend that you never expected to like the sport. Just finding a new love. Just going into every single game, admiring a new player, having a new fan base. Other thing that we can get from the front office. I know like things in our country, especially something in the economy. Everything's going higher every day. Everything is expensive. But I went ahead and I wanted to see how the prices are doing down there in Mexico. For tickets, the most expensive tickets that they have is like $53. And it's just like one VIP experience with everything included.
Wow.
They got $7. Like obviously, we can't compare the economies between the two countries and then what people is making over there and what people is making over here. But I think like it could be nice if for certain games we drop the prices a little, see what kind of public we can bring in. Just load up everything with pre-game activities, fun things to do, like they've been doing with the food, everything. And I think we can retain some people doing that.
No, no, I agree. And, this is a topic that we're going to be revisiting throughout the season because I'm very passionate about that. But I don't want it to monopolize the conversation today because I mean we have touched it again. In other places they don't talk about these things because obviously the club makes phone calls, sends emails, and censors what they say, but here we don't do that. So we, like I said, we love our club, we want our club to do better, but we have to be honest, and that's the opinions that we're doing. And then you can criticize and be respectful. You don't have to curse or be upsetting or anything like that. All right, my friends. So now rounding things up, home opener 2023. Yes, baby. Another season is upon us. Yes, my friends. We get to ride the lightning one more time. The 2023 season is coming, and Orlando City is going to be facing the New York Red Bulls. 7:30 this Saturday, February 25th at 655 West Church Street. All roads lead to this place. So make sure that you are there. I'm taking my nephew to his first game. He watched the World Cup in December. I saw him. He's like, Uncle David, I watched the World Cup. I like soccer. I wanna watch live soccer. And being the fantastic uncle that I am, I'm like, you got it, sir. So I'm taking my nephew, my niece, my cousin, and his wife. My cousin played for our high school's team. There was a footballer. There was no football team. There was no soccer team when I went to high school there. He's obviously much younger than me. So he got to represent our colors. And I saw him at my aunt's birthday party in November. And I said, bro, we got to go. And he said, yes, he'll be there. And of course, I will have my wife, my kids. So yeah, like Brian and John said, grab a friend, take him. There's still tickets available. One quick thing about our rival that I want to talk about, the series between these two teams in all competitions. 7 victories for Orlando, 2 draws, and 9 victories for New York Red Bulls. So these two teams are promising a match because they rarely split the points. They go for each other's throats. Last 3 matches, these are the results. starting with the deepest game, which was August 13th, 2022. Victory for Orlando 1-0. In July of 20. I'm sorry. Okay. Oh yeah. Um, the last time we saw them was in August. We defeated them 1-0. Before that, we saw them in July 27th. We defeated them 5-1. That was that great performance in the Open Cup. And last, they came to our house and put 3 goals on us with no answer. So that is that. Red Bulls comes revamped. A lot of people are seeing them finishing top 4. It's a team that has given us problems in the past. I was shocked, to say the very least, when we got them out of the Open Cup. I was completely surprised. What are you guys expecting this Saturday? What Orlando City do you expect to come out of that tunnel? Let's start with you, Brian.
Well, we haven't lost a home opener, never. So I'm pretty sure like we're getting out there trying to avoid losing that game. I'm expecting a lot of goals. That keeper magic that happened on the preseason game, that's not gonna be there for sure. Hopefully, we can see Gaston Gonzalez getting a few minutes, and we need to win. We need to we need to get the first 3 points to start the season in a good foot before we start traveling. You know, I feel the players are full of energy. Everyone has big expectations. We just want to have positive results, and for that, we need positive energy and you score 100%. I hope every player that puts that uniform before they play that game, they realize they need to give 100% because we're ready to bring everything as fans. I expect nothing less but a win for this game.
Fantastic, John.
First, if you're watching, or you probably are watching, this is a game to bring somebody to. If you've never been to a home opener before, if this is going to be your first home opener, bring a friend. This will be one of the, I'll say, top 5 atmospheres you'll be at for Orlando City all year, depending on how deep we go in the playoffs and such, and Open Cup and Champions League. It's going to be sold out. I looked today. There's no tickets left on the wall unless you're going to pay 50, $60 per ticket. And they're scattered all over the place. So if you can get a ticket, bring a friend. They're going to fall in love with it just like you have. But I think we should win. I think we should win. If the team shows up, put in a performance like we did the first half of Saturday, there will be a little more conservative or smart, if you will, about how we use our subs. Sub with a purpose, since this game means something. Barring a goalkeeper standing on his head again, I feel like we walk away with a win, 2-3, no maybe. Depends on how New York's new transfer. I can't think of his new name. They brought in an attacking player, but they also lost Aaron Long. As much hate as he gets from the national team, he's a solid center back in the MLS, and that can leave a little bit of a hole in the defense, losing a key piece in the middle like that. So I like our chances. I mean, I would be very surprised if we don't walk out with a win.
No, absolutely, I agree with you guys. I think that the what will be disastrous is for another 0-0 result, like the one we had with Atlanta and with RSL. I felt at the time we played not to lose. Because I guess the fans have a lot of expectations. I think the first game of the season has given us such great moments. The Kaká goal in 2015, the Adrian Vinter goal in 2016, the Stefano Pino goal in 2018. To name a few, those were moments that where the fans left feeling happy, feeling fulfilled. I think not losing is counterproductive. I think I want to go out there. I wanna make a statement. I want to win. Oscar Pareja has the best uh, Orlando City team ever assembled in the history of our club. I always felt the 2013 Lions Uh, that roster is full of such overachiever players, people who today are managers in different leagues, broadcasters, people who are in one player I went to a World Cup. Um, Players that for the old school Orlando City fan are the well known names, people who will be considered legends, and I think this team surpasses that. The amount of money that we have invested uh, has to be a win. I don't. I think that the expectations, the thresholds, like you guys have said from the past, making playoffs, winning a trophy, that they have been achieved. It's time for us to go further. So what I expect this Saturday, I want to win. If we tie, okay, cool. But ties are like kissing your cousin, right? So that's for me. That's what I want. I want to win. So, friends, we're wrapping up things here, but I would like to remind you of who is going to defending our colors in 2023. Angulo, Araujo, Carlos, Cartagena, Enrique, Freeman, Galese, Gonzalez, Greenwich, Holiday, Jansen, Cara, Loyola, Lynn, Martins, Mohammed, Ojeda, Pereira, Petrazo, Rivera, Salim, Santos, Schlegel, Smith, Stadahar, Torhalson, Torres, and Williams. These are the men that are going to be taking that pitch come this season. Let's go support the boys. Let's show them our love, our affection. And, like on the tunnel, it's in I have a picture pointing to something that I think is beautiful. It says, we support you in the good and more so in the bad. It's actually in Spanish. Te apoyamos en las buenas y más en las malas. And I believe that should be our sentiment. Supporting a football club, we don't have to do that when it's popular and when it's cool. We have to do it at all times. I love Orlando City. I love our club, and I think it's going to be a great year. Regardless of what happens, I'll be in my seat, surrounded by our friends, our purple family, and I hope that you can join us there too. Friends, departing words for the fans. Where can we find you on social media? Let's start with you, Brian.
Well, you can follow me at FacuTower17 on Twitter.
I love that. The Facu Towers. That's Facundo Torres in English. So. John.
You can find me at DatBoyJR on Twitter.
Fantastic. So, guys, thank you for joining me today. We have a successful podcast. There's two comments here I want to touch before we go. And my apologies, friends, because I'm used to talking, not manning the board. Let's see here. Oh, okay. Here we go. There you go. Ahmed again. Brought some friends for the Open Cup final. Now they think all games are like that. Well, they're definitely new fans. That's awesome. Hey, listen, not every single game is a winner. There's some stinkers out there. Daniel Phillips, it's not a must win, but it's a must win. Okay, I got you, brother. Got you. No, absolutely. So I would like to remind everybody that I can be found at Florida_man76 on Twitter. Please go and subscribe to our channel. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This is the thing about subscribing the channel. This that you see here costs money. The yearly subscription for StreamYard is like $450. The gentleman you see on your screen, we split the cost 3 ways. We would like to reach 1,000 subscribers so it can be monetized and the channel can pay for itself. That way we can give you content without having to lie to our spouses that we actually have a drug and gambling habit instead of spending the money on podcasting. That would be stupid, right? Throw money to podcasting. It makes more sense to have a drug habit. So yes, go and support us. Just give us a thumbs up, subscription. Also follow us on our social media this whole time. There's been a stream ticket at the bottom with our social media, which is basically Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and is at in 90 minutes underscore pod. Now, question, because I saw that our Instagram is in 90 minute, no S. So probably that was a typo, Brian. I
That was a
think.
typo. That's on me. That was a typo.
All right, John. Good. So we
I'll
have
own
to
up to
correct that, and when we do, then obviously, so in 90 minutes underscore pod in uh, um, all our media, and of course, all three of us have access to all our media, so we will be posting things there. Thank you very much, everybody. Hopefully, we'll see you next Monday, same time, same bat channel, and we are going to say goodbye to you guys in the only way I know how. I would like to remind everybody that football is not played on paper, it's played on grass. And whatever happens this Saturday, we will find out in 90 minutes. May God bless you. Thank you guys very much. John Bryan, and from me, Vamos, Orlando!
Vamos.